is one word. The meaning of life. Yeah. How we doing? Previously on Kimba TV. These are not good highs. So the chances are that this is gonna get swept, cleaned up. However, if it does a failed auction here and it rotates back down, it's saving all that for later, which means that this long has an even higher probability of playing out than right now. So if they leave it like this and they go back down again, this is easy money Bugatti money. And then we'll take this bitch all the way up to clean the highs. Let's go. Who juicing? Who juicing? We juicing! Are you serious? Hey! Let's go. Yo. Yes. How we doing, Lions? So yeah, let's see what the reaction is like here. This might be an interesting long opportunity, y'all. How we doing, Lions? Come on. I'm in a short right now, but I would be very excited about potentially longing the value area low clean. So down here. So on CME, it's 95850. So if, I'm not saying that it's gonna go down there, and a lot of you guys have been using this word expect. I don't expect shit. You know what? The only thing that you can expect, you're gonna get round tripped. We're gonna get round tripped. Long, short, we're gonna get round tripped. Expect that. Aside from that, I'm not expecting anything. So when I say that I would like to get into a long, if that 95, 865 gets cleaned on CME, I'm not expecting that to happen. But if we get an opportunity to clean some of those bad lows down there, then I think that's kind of, at least with the data that's available to me, that is probably the scalp trade for today. Like a long, if it sweeps the 95, 865 bad low. All right. Yeah, that's about it. And then obviously these trades that we talk about with the smaller time frame data, these are more scalps, okay? I still would not be surprised if this goes all the way back down to, 92, 93. All right. But that's, again, higher time frame stuff. And, I'm going to give it a week or two. But as of right now, cleaning up the overnight high. So short, we lost value area high. So just common sense, the longer that you spend, the more that you're going to rotate to the low. And cleaning that would be an interesting long opportunity, I think. That's it. And all of what I just said, each and every one of you guys could have concluded yourselves. Maybe you want to, maybe you're more bearish, and so you want it to go back up to VWAP, and you want to short that bitch. Maybe you want to short value area high. But there are things that are not really arguable, like if you get into value and you start to spend more time, the longer time that you spend inside instead of wicking back out, you're going to have the higher probability to go to the other side of value, which is down here. That's not really arguable. So how, maybe some of you guys are going to try to look for a long here. Some of you guys might try to look for a short here. These are kind of scalps for the day. So you shouldn't really be talking about, well, you just said. Start with higher time frame ideas and then zoom in on the smaller shit, all right? So that's what I'm thinking about doing. What about you guys? What about you guys? Let me load up the chat. Jupy says, we want full rotate. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would happen. XY says it echoed. Mr. Binary, you good? Lana Zach, you good? Cream says, thought about Soul, Golden Pocket retest. So Cream, I say this every day, I feel like, but it's not really so much about identifying a level. It's about edge. So just because it's going to that golden pocket, you'd still need to be able to articulate to me why it was worthy of taking it and it was better than just 50-50. All right. Pressing all keys says, how do you decide to execute a trade? Great question. First things first, exclamation Discord. All right. Did you know that we are a top 500 Discord community for a reason? I believe there's only 3 crypto related Discords that are in the partner program. But did you know that we are Discord partners? Did you know that we're a top 500 Discord community? It's hard to kind of imagine that. Cause it's like 80% meme pictures. But the hyenas and the people that get banned from it don't like it. But Discord might end up adopting CoinNerd AI protocol. Uh-oh.
Not enough Latushi.
That's a whole different subject. But yeah, exclamation Discord, and then every single day I stream for about 12 to 16 hours, and every single day streams highlights is on the YouTube. So exclamation YouTube. All right. So you asked a very simple yet important question. How do you decide to execute a trade? So what I do is I like to identify levels first. Okay. So how do I identify levels? I like volume-based levels. So fixed range volume profile, VWAP, stuff like that. I like time-based levels, daily, weekly, monthly, and then TPO, single prints, imbalances. All right. And then mathematical levels like Fibonacci's. So the levels that have the most amount of confluence, let's say that a single print is lining up at the 7.5, which is also coming into VWAP. That might be like a nice little long. All right. But when it actually goes to that level and when it reacts at that level, we're looking at data points like CVD, open interest, and even sometimes S&P confluence, all right, to look for edge. So you should be able to look at something like this, net long, net shorts, and open interest delta, and you should be able to tell me if the open interest is bullish or bearish. You should be able to look at CVD divergences and be able to tell me if CVD is bullish or bearish, right? So let's say, for example, you want a long, right? So you pull the fibs, you're looking at TPO point of control, you got the volume range profile, right? And you've got a lot of confluence and you're thinking to yourself, okay, here is where I might want to long. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the CVD and the open interest in S&P as it's going to that level and when it reacts that level. And that's when you figure out if you are actually in a advantageous position to execute. All right. So for example, let's say that, I'm thinking about longing this, right? So one, I know that that is a bad low. Okay. That's weak. I also know that probability-wise, the longer that it stays within value, it's going to rotate to value area low, and we've got the confluence right there. That's also PDEQ, and then from a mathematical perspective, it's also golden poquito. So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I've identified a level. I want to go ahead and think about longing between golden pocket and Kimba box, right? I want to long here. Now, how do I know if it's actually worthy of longing it? Well, if we go down and we're doing this and we're stopping out a bunch of longs, that is not bearish, right? When we're reacting, what if we get 30 million in shorts right here and bottom shorts? Fuck, that's bullish, right? What if these, are bad lows? And so from a structural standpoint, okay, on a 30-minute candle close, you get back above the sweep level. Well, fuck, structure-wise, that's fucking bullish too. So with structure, with how it gets down there, with how it reacts. I mean, fuck, what if this is a hidden CVD bull div? Okay? And so that's when you can say, all righty, I'm long, and then wherever that low was, that's your stop loss. And then you have something like this. This would be higher. I mean, even if you went back to the highs, your RR is already worth it. All right? So that's how we do it. So I might say something like, yo, I'm going to be looking for longs here. There's the dumbass that goes, okay, I'm going to put limits too. Kimba, I thought you said we were longing. You fucking idiot. I'm going back to CK stream.
Not enough Latushi.
How do you possibly have 900 viewers? My guy.
You just said.
Can you not, you can't tell me if it's looking bullish or bearish? So at the end of the day, you gotta be able to read the data as it's happening.
Shout out Kimba.
All right.
Let's get it. Kimba was popping.
So you plan, you prepare, you anticipate, and then you just look at the data and it'll tell you if you actually have a better than 50-50. This thing can only go up or down, ladies and gentlemen. Newsflash. Newsflash. Okay? This thing can only go up or down. So it's 50-50. All right? So all you need to do is just find a little bit of edge and take those opportunities. It's basically like you get to decide. Imagine if you could walk around the casino and you could see that blackjack hand that you're dealt. Okay? Imagine you could go to one table and you realize, okay, I have a 17 and the dealer has a 10. I don't want to play this hand. You go to another table. Fuck, I got a 16. The dealer has a 10. I don't want to play this. But then, once in a while, you're going to go to a table and you realize that they have given you a 20 and the dealer has a 6. That's the one you take. That's when the open interest, as it's going down to that level that you want to long, you realize all the longs are getting stopped out. That's when at that 7.5, you see a bunch of bottom shorters coming in. That's when you see the hidden CVD bull div coming into play. That's a 20 against the dealer 6. That's the one you take. And guess what, Lions? You can still lose. Okay? So that's why you pair it with really good risk management. You shave if you want to, but you try to put your stop loss at break even. So even if you're wrong, you can't lose. And if you can just continuously correctly identify the ones that you have edge in, continuously manage your risks so you never lose, one of these days, one of these moments, one of these trades, you're not going to get stopped out and that bitch is going to hit you a home run. You really only need 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe, depending on what your size is, to make it up for that year. And you take those profits and you divert those into spot allocations, and specifically this year and next year, or for the remainder of this year and all of next year, you want to try to allocate a lot of your spot buying to altcoins. That's it. Stop gambling, be patient, correctly identify edge, take the ones that have edge, rinse and repeat. Stop gambling.
Not enough Latushi.
And it's easier said than done. A lot of you guys probably know that is exactly what the fuck you were supposed to do, but you still can't help yourselves. Goddamn. But that's really it. And you're slowly building up your capital. You're not trying to become a billionaire overnight. Have a little bit more respect for the fucking game. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously the mathematical aspect, the technical analysis aspect is very, very important. But as you will all figure out, right, OGs? It's not about the math. The math will always be the math. It's about your stupid ass getting greedy or hopium-ish, you know? Because just like anything in life that competes at the highest level, your margin of error is so small. Okay? It does not matter if you can do 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades, 8 trades, 9 trades right. Because if on the 10th one you go all in, your risk management goes out the window, you keep adding to a losing position, you keep moving your stop loss, and lo and behold, a couple hours later, a couple days later, your stop loss is a Sato stop loss is right in front of your liquidation. They got you. The one time you slip up, all your money is gone. That's how this game works. Your margin of error is so small. Okay? So you could be the dumbest technical analyst, but the most disciplined and patient motherfucker, and you'll probably make money. Okay? When people are doubtful of a trader's success, whether it's me or anybody else, all they're telling me is they cannot be consistent with their excellence. You can't be excellent this week. You can't be excellent today. You can't be excellent this month. The one trade where you slip up, you will lose it all. So it kind of brings us back to what I talk about, what I talked about in the morning. When I say shit like, yo, this is too easy, I'm not talking about trading is easy. I'm talking about managing risk is easy. I'm talking about being disciplined is easy. I'm talking about being patient is easy. All right? Just like a bodybuilder that might go, oh, this is lightweight, even though he's squatting 800 pounds. All right? It's a mind game. So try to focus on what's really important. And ladies and gentlemen, if you can bring your best every single day, the money will take care of itself. And that's why we call ourselves lions, because maybe a hyena, all right, can get away with a kill. Maybe a zebra can run really fast once in a while, but a lion does it all every single day. That's why we're the kings of the jungle. All right, y'all. So kind of, you know that we hit the Latuche a little bit earlier today because I'm going on my little sideway rants. Markets are going to open in 5 minutes. Any questions? I hope that helped, whoever was asking the original question. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, every single day, this market, this volatility, this price action is going to give you an opportunity to prove it to yourself that you can be the trader that you want to be. Every single 5-minute scam wick, 30-minute scam wick, swing fail, round trip, stop loss hunt is an opportunity for you to step up to the plate and show yourself that you can be the trader that you want to be. We all want to make money in this game, right? And the longer that you're in this game, you start to realize, 1, you got to know the math, but 2, you got to keep yourself in check. You can't lose yourself. You can't get got. It's a lot better to be left at the train station and miss out on the trade than to force or take the fucked up wrong trade and lose money. You know, remember, as long as you're not losing money, you're winning. sometimes are, especially people like us that are really aggressive with risk, we will see a missed trade as a loss, right? How many of y'all, if you get stopped out or you get round tripped and then it just leaves you at the train station, you're fucking heated. Like you lost the damn trade. Even though you didn't lose any money, you missed out on potential profits. Oh, fuck no.
Not enough Latushi.
There's a part of me that is just looking at this and is like, yo, this is hella funny, right? But for every LOL and LMAO and some smart ass comment that you guys say in chat, which tells me you know exactly what we're looking at and what we're laughing at, also makes me proud as fuck. How many of y'all can look at this and laugh at the face value, right, of the fact that that guy top longed and just got stopped out at a loss, right? But you also feel and you can remember the moment where none of this made sense to you. And now you can just sit back, relax. And when I used to say, some of y'all, when I used to say shit like, dude, you got to look at the data, maybe you didn't really know what that meant. But now you know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. And I hope you guys can not only enjoy this, but, you know, love it and continue to use this as motivation to continue to nerd out and learn how to read the data. So this guy decided to top long, and then he closed it at the value area low. That's brilliant. That's absolutely what motherfuckers be closing their longs at the value area low. That's fantastic. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. All right, let's stay locked in. Let me redraw the big fib. How many of y'all were here for the morning thang? 30-minute candle close, ladies and gentlemen. So, point of control and mid is right there. And we'll see. I wouldn't touch this shit until at least $1.50. Yeah, maybe in the $1.60 range. But if I was gonna long XRP, I would wait until this bitch came all the way back. At least to $1.70. I wouldn't buy this now. You should have been buying. The thing with XRP is it's going to the inception price, right? I'm not sure if Binance Spot has it. Nope. Who is the oldest per exchange to have this shit? Like BitMEX? Nah. Maybe Bitfinex? Polo? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So like this shit hasn't really done what y'all think it's doing. So there's a lot of motherfuckers that have been underwater and still underwater on this. So I wouldn't get too carried away. I would be looking at like a value high of like this whole bullshit and be looking for like a pullback back here before longing. But this has a long ways to go. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. It juiced, but you can't long here. But yeah, if I would maybe think, like fuck with longing this, but I would wait until like $1.07, $1.06, $1.05, something like that. All right.
I'm juicing.
I'm Joseph. Okay, yeah. All right, can I pay attention to this just for a quick second? Because I gotta figure out what we gonna do on this hoe. What do you guys think about today's TA, ladies and gentlemen, for on a scale of 0 to 10? Can't predict the future, right? I don't know when motherfuckers gonna open longs and open shorts, but in terms of identifying levels, being patient, all right? Understanding and having a plan on what I wanna do. Right? So I'm not afraid to look for a long. It's got to just give me that edge that I'm looking for. And then if it wants to go straight to 92, I'm not afraid of down there either. All right. Even cooler is, you know, we talked about, you know, the VWAP short. The VWAP short couldn't get any 30-minute candle closes above VWAP. So that's going to be crucial if we do end up taking a long, that we can flip that bitch into support. But yeah, this is where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, and it's the same thing. We're looking for edge. We're looking for edge. We're looking for edge. Sing it! Lions! It's an honor! Historical moment! Let's go! Skirt, skirt, skirt! Go! 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 Go, Juicy! Go, Juicy! Anything below 96,000, 96.2, you're better. So shout outs to motherfuckers that have entries below 96.1, 96.2. Really just anything below 96 really. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys are killing it, man. Any questions? We got about 23 minutes left. I can probably kick it for like another hour or so. Damn, y'all are fucking y'all got some sick ass entries, my boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Lions. That's what I expect, Lions. You know? So you guys are absolutely fucking killing it. And listen, I don't expect every single one of you Lions to be in a long or have a better entry than me. But for those of you that killed it today, damn, boy. That's awesome. I'm going to continue to hang out with you guys a little bit longer. But you know, whatever we did today, we will continue to do tomorrow and throughout the night. So now it's kind of in the reverse. Like now you might be looking for levels of resistance and bearish structure and bearish open interest and bearish this and bearish that. What I will probably do is if it can crack all-time high here, then you're already looking at a 382 that's below the point of control from before. So that's your right there. So basically, if it does a swing fail, my stop loss and profit theoretically would be here, but you know, depending on like how this goes and how this goes, especially that point of control, I might move it up. It wouldn't be wrong to put it behind the value area low, yeah, that's how I would play it on this thing. Schwiggity. And then this is already doing its thing, so we don't have to worry about it. This, I'm really interested in this. This, not so much. This, not, maybe this, but this already kind of hit target. We got to redo our whole TA on Shiba. Pop Cat, you know, taking a little bit too long to get above the weekly and get above the VWAP resistance, but that's okay. CRV already C pool already went and hit all of the targets already. So you're waiting for a pullback on this as well. With waiting, AVAX hit the monthly, waiting, big time. Very interested in this. Sand already went, so we gotta wait. This might be interesting. And then Peanut, we're also waiting. BMB, I think we're also waiting. FET, Heart, we're waiting. Tia already went to target. Brett already went to target. Link, Ape, waiting. Yeah, this already went to target. Fuck, this would have been nice to get this. Remember? Yeah, that's okay. Damn, what the fuck, man? It's like the ETH swing fail and whatnot. A lot of swing, and the DOT 3.5. You know, a lot of these lows got left behind. That's okay, though. Yeah, this already went. This is at VWAP. AR still, we're already in it. Has a long way to go. This has to pull back to 1.6. And then this is just Mega Juice. This is Mega Juice. Already went to target. Let's go. Y'all ready? And I'm going to start posting TA stuff on altcoins in the Discord trade setups area, all right? Stop the music for a second. Wait, so, like, if I post shit like this, can you guys handle this? You know? Or are you going to put blind limits and freak out if it doesn't work out? You guys can handle if I share something like this, right? But no, everybody understands that there's no like blind limits. You got to be able to articulate an edge. So, and if anything, I would really want it to just be a supplement. I would really hope that you guys have already identified levels and pulled fibs and fixed range, and you've done VWAP and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm not sharing anything new. Specifically for the altcoin stuff that we highlighted during our nerd outs. Roger? Okay. Yeah. All right. We got 16 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, on market close. So let's just finish out. Let's watch this. You guys digging the Boogammas on S&P? You guys digging the analysis on S&P Boogamma? Do you guys remember what we said S&P looks like? I'll be on again bright and early tomorrow. Skip Moha says, not enough Latuche. Orban says, missing cause traveling. That's okay. Exclamation rewind and exclamation YouTube is going to be juice. Yeah, but remember, it's not really about what happened in that specific day or specific trade. It's really about what are some of the things that you can, you know, replicate and use over and over and over to give you an advantage, and then using that properly and steadily and calmly when the bullets start flying to your advantage, not letting something become a disadvantage. You know, yeah. Not too bad. We waited way too long to see if the bad lows would get swept. Eventually had to take like that value area breakout, but it is what it is. XLR says, my limits got front ran. That's okay. We got plenty of time. It's a fucking Wednesday. So let's do it again tomorrow. I mean, based off of what you guys know, that high is not finished yet. So most likely, it's going to do a little ding. Burbeezy, are you in that big time? Yes. Probably. Yeah, we should be able to put stop loss at break even at this point, assuming that it can break this. Yeah, because should be able to do that. I don't know if you're really gonna have one more like golden pocket, maybe. Here. Yeah. I think we can put stop loss at break even. Probably an issue if value area high isn't turned into support, since we already grabbed that. I feel like today was an extra juicy stream. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. You know that, right? Each and every single one of you guys. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Lock in, lock in. Let's go. Focus. Rest up and give me your best again tomorrow. Remember, I don't need you to be the best. Just give me your best. All right? Don't let the emotions take control. The math is the math. Let's do it. Bugatti money. Cachoya.